So as it turns out, according to a brand new report, the reason we didn't get the announcement of Harrison Ford as Red Hulk, aka Thunderbolt Ross, in the Thunderbolts at D23 is because of Kathleen Kennedy.
No, this is not a Kathleen Kennedy hate. Oh, goddamn, I forgot to shut that off.
This is not a Kathleen Kennedy hate video. We don't do that around these here parts. But as we just talked about it, Marvel Studios is going to be recasting Thunderbolt Ross, who was previously played by William Hurt, who passed away. And they were set to announce that Harrison Ford is going to play him. And then it didn't happen at D23 when they revealed the cast of the film. So people were wondering why exactly this was happening. Well, according to a brand new piece of info that comes out from a podcast that Jeff Snyder is on, they talk about the fact that the announcement was more or less set, but Kathleen Kennedy decided to step in and say, nope, none of that, you're not having any of that. Essentially, she didn't want to take away from Harrison Ford being the highlight of the show with Indiana Jones 5, since that's one of their next big films, and they wanted to put the focus on Ford being there for Indy, and they didn't want to then double down and announce, oh yeah, he's also in this thing. Essentially, she believed that this would take away from the importance of Indiana Jones 5, but also it would take away from the announcement of the Thunderbolts and everything else that was going on. And I can kind of agree with her on this. Again, would it have been great if they were able to announce, oh look, Harrison Ford is going to finish up Indy, and then he's joining the Thunderbolts. Yeah, that's cool. And then follow that up with, hey, Hugh Jackman is here. He's in Deadpool 3. That would have been great as well, but they couldn't get that locked down in time. So obviously they were kind of, playing around with announcements and when to make them, and ultimately they didn't agree upon announcing it here. Again, I agree with it. I don't think it would have been right to take the focus away from Indiana Jones 5, and I always go back to the Age of Ultron announcement. They announced Age of Ultron that summer, and everybody's excited, so much hype for Age of Ultron. A little bit of time goes by, they dropped like one of the big trailers for Ultron revealing Vision. Literally a couple days later, they hold the event where they announce Infinity War. And suddenly, nobody cared about Age of Ultron anymore. Nobody was talking about it. It was all like, oh my god, let's talk about Infinity War. What does this mean? Thanos, Thanos, Thanos. It took all the focus and hype away from Age of Ultron. That really would have not benefited Indy at all, because everybody would be talking about, hey, Harrison Ford is officially in the MCU. Screw Indy 5, we're already making all the jokes about him in a wheelchair. You guys get what I'm saying, right?